Hello, my name's Martha and I'm an anaesthetic registrar in the southwest of England and also the chair for RAFT. Thank you very much for inviting me to speak to you today at your MERCAT Research Day. I'm really sorry that I can't be with you in person, and over the next 10 minutes or so I'm going to give you a brief update about what's going on with RAFT, trainee research networks and upcoming projects. So I thought I'd start off by giving you a little bit of history about RAFT. So hopefully you know that RAFT is a collaborative that links up trainee research networks in anaesthesia and critical care across the whole UK. RAFT was created in 2013 when members of existing trainee research networks got together and after much discussion decided that having a single umbrella organisation would allow for coordinated trainee-led national research and quality improvement. Some of the main aims that came out of these discussions were that importance of collaborative work being vital to answer some of the big questions surrounding our scope of clinical practice in order to improve patient care and patient outcomes, but also the importance of highlighting trainees as one of the major driving forces behind research and QI in anaesthesia and critical care in the UK. Over the past 10 years or so, we as trainees have shown that this RAFT model is successful, with several amazing and impactful projects coming out of the collaborative, whilst ensuring that every individual who is involved is appropriately recognised for their contributions. Now, we all know that the pandemic had a great effect on research in the UK, and TRNs were also affected, but I'm happy to say that most of our trainee research networks, including MERCAT, stuck in there. And currently there are 20 trainee research networks across the UK. So RAFT very much covers all 4 nations and most trainees in hospitals across the UK. In the past 18 months or so, we've had 2 new trainee research networks join us, Eastern in the east of England and Raptor in the Thames Valley, Oxford region. So to talk a little bit more about RAFT and what we do, I really want to highlight that anybody can be involved in RAFT activities. It's not just for those in formal training programmes, and I think it's particularly important to highlight this on the back of the new curriculum and the impact that this has had on ST4 applications. We very much welcome anybody who's interested, including SAS anaesthetists from international backgrounds and also those going through CSER pathways. It's also really important to know that you don't need to be an expert in research or quality improvement, and you don't need to devote your whole career or a significant part of your career in order to play a really important and meaningful role in RAFT activities and to get enjoyment from these activities. And the collaborative really gets a lot of its benefits from trainee research network members, and we're forever grateful for people who get involved in the projects that we do, because they do result in impactful findings that will benefit future patients. And in order to kind of give something back to TRM members, we're very much keen on prompt certificates and appropriate recognition through corporate authorship policies. We also aim to try and share our findings with local collaborators as soon as we can. This can sometimes be tricky, but it's definitely something that's important to us. So with RAFT and the regional TRNs and the TRN members, with some senior oversight, we can create great learning and development opportunities, allow for evidence and recognition for portfolios and for CVs. We work in partnership with some really impressive people, and we get a lot of support from the Royal College of Anaesthetists, so you can be assured that the work that we are promoting is of high quality and is worthwhile getting involved with. And overall, all of this will contribute to large-scale projects and impactful results to improve patient care and patient outcomes. So now I'm going to talk to you about the exciting stuff that's coming up for RAFT and things that you can get involved with in the future. So far, there have been 3 large national RAFT projects, and on the 15th of January 2024, we'll be launching the 4th RAFT research project, and it's called the Poppy Study, and hopefully you've heard about it, but just in case you haven't, I'm going to give you a brief overview about it now. The Poppy Study stands for Patient Reported Outcomes, Postoperative Pain and Pain Relief in Day Case Surgery. It's a prospective observational snapshot study looking at both short-term and long-term outcomes in patients having day case operations. The main outcomes that we'll be looking at will be rates of pain in the short term and long term, use of opiates in the short term and in the long term, and also what recovery is like in the first week post-day surgery. So there's lots of data outside of the UK, mainly in the US and also in Europe, looking at the use of opiates, and we've all heard about the opiate crisis. It's covered widely in the media and also in documentaries and series such as the new Netflix series called Painkiller. But what we really don't know is what's going on in the UK and whether we've got a problem, and if we do, how we can deal with that. As local sites, you'll be collecting data over 5 consecutive days, and that will be recruitment of patients and collecting baseline data. Patients will then be followed up using SMS text messages, and so far we've got 140 hospitals registered, so it's super exciting, and I think hopefully we're going to recruit a lot of patients and get some really interesting findings. So far we've piloted in 4 hospitals, and we're very grateful to Cat Wolf and the Leicester Royal Infirmary and the team there who did an excellent job in the pilot. The first week results from the pilot have been really encouraging in terms of rate of follow-up and also in terms of acceptability to the participants for text-based follow-up. And so because of that, we are now pushing on with getting the main study launched in January next year. You can find all the information that you'll hopefully need about the Poppy study on our website. And if you have any questions, we also have an email address that you can contact us via. On our website, we've got a really great interactive map, which basically shows every single site that's registered to the Poppy study so far. And we try and update this regularly to keep it contemporaneous with what's going on in the study. If you click on the little icon, you'll see the name of the hospital, and you'll also see the name of the principal investigator, so you know who you can contact at your hospital in regards to getting involved. The other excellent thing about the Poppy study is that it's fully affiliated with the Associate PI scheme. So if you're really keen to do the Associate PI scheme, this is a great opportunity in which you can do this. On the right side of this slide, I've listed all the hospitals within MERCAT which have signed up to Poppy so far, and the names of the principal investigators that are leading the study at these sites. On the very right column, you can see a column for associate PIs, and what's really exciting is, as you can see, that every single hospital bar Leicester Royal Infirmary, which was part of the pilot study, there's an opportunity for you to get involved as an associate PI if you so wish. If you look at this table and you're thinking, oh, my hospital's not on there, then I'd really encourage you to get in touch with one of the permanent members of staff within your anaesthetic department who's got an interest in research, telling them a bit about this project, showing them the website, telling them a bit about RAFT and what we do, and I'm sure they will be keen to take on this study, hopefully. So without wishing to labour the point too much, if you do want to get involved with the Poppy study, firstly, check out the interactive map on our website to see whether your hospital site's already on there. And if it is, you can contact the principal investigator at your site. If your site's not registered with the Poppy study yet, you can email us with an expression of interest. In that email, we need to have a name for a principal investigator and a contact for the principal investigator. We also need a name or contact for your research and development department so we can support them and you in the setup of the study. And there's lots of ways that you can be involved. So you don't have to do the associate PI scheme. There'll be lots of opportunities to take on other local leadership roles and also be local collaborators who are really the driving force of patient recruitment and the success of a study. At the bottom of this slide, you can see our email address, a link to our website with a QR code, and also just a little icon to show that we are associated with the Principal Investigator Scheme. So on behalf of RAFT and Trainee Research Networks, I'd like to thank you for the invitation to speak to you today. I'm sorry I couldn't be with you in person, and I hope the rest of your research day goes really well. If you'd like to be kept up to speed with all RAFT activities, you can do this by scanning the QR link here. And I really hope that you can all get involved in our 4th RAFT national project, the Poppy Study. Thank you very much.